Everybody has an opinion.
No, I don't think so.
I employ that bloke for when gigs are going bad.
You look incredibly rock and roll.
How would you cook that?
Be more entertaining. I'm glad you like that. It's a little bit of weed.
Here we are, guys, again, episode 28 of This Week in Comedy.
28.
And we're back again. Our guest this week has been doing stand-up since he was a teenager. He's performed all over Australia and overseas. You've seen him on our screens on Fisk, The Front Bar, and his Amazon Prime special, The First Complete Season. Bulldogs fans will know him as the man behind the club's famous banners during their 2016 premiership run. Please welcome Danny McGinlay.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That was good. You told me before that you had to use ChatGPT to get my intro because you've been busy.
I did.
That's not bad. There was no real, a little bit of bending of the truth, but as in a DVD I made in 2014 did make its way onto Amazon Prime for a little bit. It's since been taken off, I've been told.
But that's still an Amazon Prime special.
Okay, sweet. Then, yeah. Amazon, Bezos paid me.
That's it. The big bucks.
I'm the only person Bezos has ever paid.
Yeah, look, to be fair, and I will give a bit of context, guys, my daughter turned 15 yesterday.
Hey.
And I went away overnight and ran out of time, so I did have to do a bit of a quick one for you, Danny. I'm sorry.
Okay. That's okay.
I do apologise for that.
Sorry/not sorry.
I'm still here. That was all you, Lily. Well done. What do you reckon is your number one banner that you've made for the West?
The one that everyone remembers, and I know, Lily, from listening to this podcast that you're not a huge sports fan, so forgive me. I don't know how much I have to jock-splain to you, but in 2016, my Bulldogs were playing in a preliminary final against the AFL's brand new team, the GWS Giants.
Yes, I still think of them as brand new.
Well, they came in 2012, I believe,
yeah.
and they're still the latest team. And they got a lot of draft concessions and a lot of players given to them and stuff. And we were the working class team, multicultural, blue collar. And so the banner that we had that day was our club was formed in blood and boots, not in AFL focus groups.
That's hardcore.
Yeah, and then we won. So it was brilliant. That's the one that everyone brings up.
That's kind of most important, isn't it? Winning. Just on that, the banners thing. So in this show, we drink some beer.
Okay.
And that'll come up. And
Sounds good.
And I go to a particular place in South Melbourne, and the salesman is an American. He's from New York. So I have to sometimes I qualify a few things that I wouldn't normally qualify with a Aussie.
Yeah.
We got talking. There was an Australian girl behind the counter as well. And I mentioned that we've got you on, Danny McGinlay, to which he made no facial expressions.
That's standard.
American, as I said, doesn't know you. And then I said, oh, no, he's quite well known, particularly for making the banners that Aussie rules players run through at the beginning of a game. And again, still no facial expressions.
Fair enough.
And I said, honestly, the banner, and I said this, it's almost funny in the moment, but I said, although no reaction again, I said, quite possibly.
Morry's bragging about tanking, about bombing at the bottle shop.
Exactly.
I thought that was Sellers on a Friday night.
That's good. And I said to him, I think this would have to be the pinnacle of Australian culture, the fact that we sledge the opposition publicly and then destroy the evidence.
Yeah. That's a great way of putting it. I think that's my favourite way that's ever been described what I do.
Yeah. And honestly, I can't think of any other format, country, sport that does that.
No, I mean...
Not even rugby does that.
I mean, there's a big thing in because the Soccer World Cup is on right now, the men's, and there's a lot of, songs and chants which slag off the opposition.
Yeah,
and we don't have that in Aussie rules because the game is too fast.
Sure.
If you try to sing a song, you've missed you've missed a goal or a tackle or whatever.
Right, that's right.
So we don't have that. So this is our equivalent of football chants, I guess.
Yeah.
So...
And also, if the soccer players were to run through anything, they would have pulled a hammy.
They would have dived and whatnot.
They couldn't play the rest of the game.
Well, I should defend the round ball game because I'm a fan of that as well. But I don't watch English football. I don't watch Italian, Spanish. I watch Scottish football because you don't get a free kick unless you bleed. Prison rules. So if you don't think you like soccer, just watch some Scottish Premier League.
That's the McGinlay in you.
Yeah, it is. Yes.
Okay, right.
My father's from Glasgow, so
And is your other side from Ireland?
Correct,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
So very Gaelic.
very Gaelic. Yeah, pretty pure breed.
Right.
But yeah.
So you're pale on both sides.
Oh yes, yeah, I can get sunburn on both sides of my body.
But I love it. You're the whitest of white, but you're still a minority in the UK, aren't you? 'Cause
Absolutely.
you can still hate the English.
What do they say in the commitments? The Irish are the blacks of Europe. So, and my wife is from Ukraine, so we're both white Europeans, but you couldn't get further apart. So,
Right.
arguably a mixed marriage.
Yeah. Very good.
You heard it here first. In terms of banners, because I don't know anything
That's
obviously
okay.
about this, is there like a really bad, terrible banner that's gone down in history where it's like people hate the banner, it was a shit banner?
There's definitely been some controversial ones and ones that have not aged well. This did not go down well. So in 1993, a Collingwood player was the first player to be got in trouble with the league for racially vilifying an opponent.
Oh, no, he didn't.
He called, I think it was Nicky Winmar, he called him, and forgive the term, everyone, he said a black bastard. He called him that. And I think it was Nicky Winmar. I'm not sure. It might have been a different Indigenous player. But and the next week, the Collingwood banner said, sticks and stones may break our bones, but names will never hurt us. And there was a big baby's dummy.
Oh, my.
As in calling the player that was racially vilified a big baby.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah, not ideal.
I have no comment to make as a Collingwood supporter.
Stay tactfully quiet there, Morry.
Typical. All right. Shall we get into some news?
Yes, let's do it.
Monty Python's Spamalot is heading back to Australian stages.
Oh, cool.
Drew Anthony Creative has announced a new East Coast run following its Perth season, opening at Melbourne's Athenaeum Theatre from the 16th of September, and then moving on to Sydney Event Centre from the 15th to the 18th of October, and the Coliseum Theatre in Rooty Hill from the 22nd to the 15th.
Do you think Eric Idle and John Cleese were just dreaming of playing the Rooty Hill Coliseum?
Where is the Rooty Hill?
I know Rooty Hill's very far west in Sydney.
Is it?
Like
Right.
around Parramatta.
Yep.
But it is also a go-to punchline suburb when you're doing stand-up in Sydney.
Is it?
Yeah.
Right. What was the equivalent of a Victorian or?
Oh, like a Frankston or
Frankston.
Broadmeadows. Or if
Right.
you've got Queensland listeners, that
Yep.
would be Logan, Adelaide, Elizabeth, Perth,
Right.
Rockingham,
Now do Northern Territory.
Alice Springs.
Oh, that was too easy. All
And
right,
in
whatever.
Tasmania, whichever town is next to yours.
Easy.
So we had Stephen Hall, and he
Yes.
was in a while back. I think 2012. I think when Spamalot was last in Australia.
Yep.
And he was on Spamalot.
He
and he
was.
was singing. He was Stephen Hall is well known for his characters that he plays on Mad as Hell.
Yes.
Apparently a good singer. I've not heard him do songs, but are you, as a comedian, do you sing?
I mean, I attempted. I'm very enthusiastically doing karaoke, but I would never be brave enough to attempt musical theatre. That said, if they want to chat, I'll take lessons.
Yeah,
I would love, because Holy Grail was my favourite movie growing up, so you'd love to be part of it. Now I've seen Spamalot; it's brilliant.
It's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was more of a Life of Brian. I just like the way they poked fun at religion in that sense.
Yeah.
I guess you're a Proclaimers fan at karaoke? 500 miles?
My go-to, and this works, is Baby Got Back, Sir Mix-a-Lot. Because if there's any hens nights or any woman who's feeling slightly not confident in her body, you start singing about how I like big butts and I cannot lie. If they've had a few shardies, they are up and about dancing.
Oh my God.
Australian comedy How to Talk Australians, the movie, opened in cinemas on the 11th of June. The film is based on the viral web series of the same name, directed by Wilfred co-creator Tony Rogers and co-written by Rogers and Rob Hibbert. It follows students and teachers from the fictional Delhi College of Linguistics as they head to Australia only for their trip to be to Sydney to go wildly off course, and their plane is diverted to Dubbo.
Now, Tony Rogers, actually, I think the last time I saw you was at the Comedians' Lunch.
Could be.
Tony Rogers
Yeah,
was there.
he was there.
He was hiding in the corner, and he's the producer, director, writer. I don't think he does any cameos in the show, but yeah. And funny enough, in that movie that you're referring to, my butcher, and when I say my butcher, the guy that knows my name across the South Melbourne market,
Yeah.
called Adam, is in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
As a butcher or?
He plays one of the Aussies, one of the classic Aussie blokes. I haven't seen the movie yet, so.
Well, it only came out on the 11th of June, so.
Well, in the trailer, it's got like Rowan Ganju and Ben Knight's got a little role in there.
The
and
Nelson twins, they're in it too, aren't they?
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks fun.
They saved money and they just got Chris O. Did him twice. Yeah.
Just a mirror. For those that don't know, the Nelson twins are twins. Yes.
Identical.
Yes,
Yeah.
identical.
And one of them's name is Chris. Spoiler. You can find out the other one. I won't tell you.
Yeah.
Leave a bit of suspense.
Good evening, everyone. We're the Nelson twins. My name's Justin, and this is my identical twin sister, Sharon.
And in international screen comedy news, Only Murders in the Building has added another huge batch of names for season 6, including David Tennant, Jodie Whittaker, Jim Broadbent, Kat and Catherine Hunter. The new season is currently in production in the UK. Steve Martin, Martin Short and Selena Gomez all heading across the pond for the next mystery.
Yeah, I think I may have seen series 1, episode, what do they call it? Season 1. I get it mixed up because it's a show about a podcast.
Yeah.
They produce a podcast.
As you said, it's no longer in the building, right?
Yeah. It's I mean, that's the whole thing. When they're talking about what they go, should we cover the crimes in Central Park? And they go, no, Only Murders in the Building.
Oh, right.
And that's where the title of the podcast and the show came from. But yeah, people love that. I've seen a few seasons, and it's great fun.
It's very Agatha Christie. The fact that
like Miss Marple.
How many people have to die around you before you become the suspect? Right, like she's always there, isn't she, Agatha Christie?
Oh yeah, and Murder She Wrote.
Murder She
Everyone
Wrote.
thinks Jessica Fletcher was the actual serial killer.
Exactly. So how much murder happens in New York that this?
Heaps.
Yeah,
come
obviously.
on.
Every day.
Yeah, come on. You could, if any city can claim, you could fill a couple of decades worth.
Just kick him down a manhole. It's fine. Oh, I saw a video, a reel the other day of a woman walking and someone had left a manhole, the circular ones, which is why I'm so glad we have square ones here. One of those circular ones open and she'd stepped onto it and it flipped, but then she hit her chin on the way down and it swallowed her and then closed.
Whoa.
Anyway, she was fine. She was injured, but fine. But how terrible. I saw another one where a lady fell in another manhole, but that had a huge amount of steam, so she was not fine.
I think we have round. I don't want to scare you, Lily. You might want to sit down for this, but I think we have round manhole covers.
We do, but they are usually grated in, so they're not the flipping ones. They're the ones that have a lip underneath that the grate actually sits on, so they need to be lifted up to be entered. Unlike these ones, which
You've
have
done
a
your
lock.
research.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, anything morbid or weird, I am all across it.
I went in another life when I used to teach leadership programs. I used to make a reference, but I used to say more people die by falling down manhole covers in India than die falling off or falling into the Grand Canyon. And the idea there is that we're not expecting to fall when we're walking on the street. And often it's flooded and the water line is above the hole and we literally just step straight into the hole because particularly in India, there was people were stealing for the iron and then melting down the iron and selling the iron.
Yep.
So a lot of people were dying by falling down the hole. There was no manhole cover at all. And then the idea is when we go to the Grand Canyon, we're extra careful because we can see a great big hole. It's a lesson
like
in
we've
there,
all
kids.
learned something.
I think
there.
so. I think so.
I mean, is it even possible to fall into the Grand Canyon? It's more like you could slide down,
I've got Homer Simpson bouncing down in my mind.
That was a very cool episode, to be fair. Aaron Chen has announced a new Australia and New Zealand tour, Technology, with tickets on sale now. The new stand-up hour premieres in September with dates across Sydney, Melbourne, Hobart, Brisbane, Perth, Adelaide and Auckland. Multiple extra added shows have been added in Sydney, Hobart, Brisbane and Adelaide because it's already selling out.
Oh, wow. Have you worked with Aaron Chen?
Yeah. He's come on Have You Been Paying Attention? And we were in Fisk together. I mean, I was only in a couple of scenes, but he is such a delightful kid. He is really friendly to everyone. And also, I've gigged with him and I've seen him test material. And, when you're sort of a professional comic and you work in the industry, you see someone say the joke and you go, oh, yeah, that's a 5 out of 10 funny.
Yeah.
And he did a joke, and as it's leaving his lips, I go, oh, yeah, that's 5 out of 10 funny. And the crowd reacted as if it was 20 out of 10. He has some hypnotic charm about him that just makes audiences lose their minds. And I don't know what it is, but I don't begrudge him. I'm very envious of that skill.
He's very introverted. compared to your style, which I would say is a bit more extroverted.
On stage, yeah. Yeah, I like to chat to the crowd and build immediacy in the room, whereas, leans a bit more into the awkwardness and stuff. But
do you think people, their bar is lower for introverted people where they think, well, we'll see what we get out of this. He doesn't look very confident, and bam, hits you with a 5, which is amplified.
He disarms you so well because he looks like this nervous child up on stage and then hits you with it's, a lot of his jokes are 10 out of 10. Like the 5 out of 10 was him testing material, and then he'll just blow you away. So I'd say that would be a thing. Whereas I get up like a sports coach or the PE teacher filling in at maths, and they're like, all right, he's going to try and be funny. Here we go.
You're like a motivation speaker. Hey, more people die from falling down manhole in India than they fall down a canyon in America.
I was going to say, Danny,
I don't often steal material that's factually incorrect. But
feel free to take that one.
It's all yours, mate.
I told someone, a mate, that you were on the podcast today. It's like, the warm-up guy.
Oh no. I mean, I do warm up for a couple of TV shows. Have you been paying attention? And Front Bar. But I don't want to be known as that.
No, that's Ben Lomas's job. Come
Absolutely.
on.
King of warm-up.
King of warm-up.
Absolutely. And I love, people love Benny as the warm-up, and he loves doing it. And hire Ben Lomas, because he'll take every job and he can't do all of them. And I get the spillover.
There it is. And he's got great magnets. I've got his magnets still all over my fridge. He was just giving them out at one of I can't remember what taping it was, but he was just giving them out. And I was like, hell yeah.
Now, I want to say, Trevor Marmalade, a different era perhaps, but said that Sam Pang was very much of a bit of a warm-up guy and producer and a man of many skills, and would help write a number of jokes for Trevor Marmalade. And of course now Sam Pang is almost the David Hughes of David Hughes. He's everywhere now. He's got his own TV show.
But Pang's very different to Hughesy in that Pang says no to a lot of things.
Oh, yes.
He is in very high demand, Sam Pang, and he doesn't need to work all the time, so he just picks the projects that he really wants to do. And I did hear what Trev said about Sam, and I've worked with Sam very closely on 2 different shows for a decade, and can vouch he is delightful to everyone, and does not take his fame for granted or anything like that, and works very hard. And the thing about Pang is his favourite comedy is the old Dean Martin roasts.
Oh, okay.
So he loves who's that old bald guy? Don Rickles.
Yeah,
Don Rickles is Pang's favorite, and that's what Pang pretty much does. Just like he's so efficient with his words, and he plays the angry man who hates you. But in real life, he is very happy and
straight
delightful.
down the barrel. Are you paying attention? He just says it straight.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. On Have You
Yeah.
Been Paying Attention? He's so good, and you can almost see him when you just watch him. You can see him like think of something. He's like ready. He's ready to go, and he's like, I've got it. And then it will come so quick, and it's just so funny.
And full credit also to Ed Cavalier, who's a lot of people don't realise how hard he works on that show, because he will often, people go, oh, Ed's just trying to win. No, Ed will eventually give the right answer so we can move on, because we've done about 5 or 6 jokes, and then we will move on. But Ed will also set up people for the jokes. Because he's a trained improviser, and he's so good at, he doesn't have to get the final joke, but if he has to, he can. So I think Ed is a real talent.
The other thing, I've never been to a recording of Have You Been Paying Attention, but I feel I can notice Ed seems to really also get the, he'll get the crowd to acknowledge when someone else has had a good call as well. He does a lot. He really does that turn to crowd and go like, yeah, that was good and stuff. Which
Are you talking Pang or Ed?
Ed.
Yeah. Well,
Ed.
and Pang does that as well. But yes, Ed is very bringing everyone together of the moment. Yeah. And also Tom.
Just a great show, really.
It is a great show. My only criticism, and I don't care if my bosses hear this, I love when Tom throws a punch, because Sam will go him so much, and Tom knows Tom is actually delightful as well, and he will just sit back, and occasionally he'll just go bang, and it fills me with such joy. And I don't know if Tom has all those jokes ready and he just waits for the right moment and just does it every couple episodes, and or he just only thinks of the pure gold. But please, Tom, throw more punches, mate.
Does he have a piece in at all when he's
as in talking to the director? Yeah. Tom doesn't. No, he does it all live. So we have a great floor manager, Annie Maver, who's one of the great comedy directors and floor managers, and she communicates with that. Yeah, Tom likes to be in the moment.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well done, Tom.
Cool stuff.
Yeah, and I mean, he's Order of Australia and, created some of created shows ever. Who would have thought he's actually talented?
I'm sure he's listening and very happy to have
Absolutely.
been mentioned, I'm thirsty.
Time for a beer.
Let's get on the beers.
Get on the beers. That's appropriate. Just do it.
All right. Well, Danny, now you're not going to partake, I've heard.
We can theatre it. I can pretend to be.
No.
Okay.
Everything is real. There's no false. But
I have a gig tonight, and I have a very strict rule of I don't drink before I do a gig, even though we're a few hours away.
No, I understand. One becomes many quickly, or
no, it's just a weird thing. My brain, as soon as I crack open a beer, my brain goes, "We're done for the day."
That's it. I'm out of here.
And it's very hard for me to get back into it. And even if I only feel 1% off, I've got very high standards of myself. So I just don't. And don't worry, I love beer. I'll have a million afterwards. But what do you got? A Love Shack IPA?
I believe it's from
It's very 70s.
Castlemaine. What colour is that? Kind of bronze.
Yep.
A brownie bronze colour, and very hard to read any black writing on that.
It says experience the experience.
Oh, my God.
Lovely.
Sounds like some... What's that song? Kenny Rogers from Big Lebowski? I just dropped in to see what condition my condition was in.
Oh, okay.
I love that song.
That's a good
Well,
song.
I can see the reason it's called Love Shack. We've got a 375ml can.
Very good.
Excellent. It's 6.8%. It's 2 standard drinks packed into this baby.
I'm not a huge fan of IPAs. I find the too much hoppiness can taste like
That's hoppy. You hate this.
Which I mean is fruity, right? It's people confuse hoppiness with fruitiness.
Maybe,
Yeah.
but definitely more acidic.
Yeah.
And when you've had as many nights like me where the beer has come back up again with your stomach acids,
okay.
it can remind you of that.
Here we go. It says citrus, stone fruit, tropical, subtly boozy. I wouldn't call 2 standard drinks subtly boozy, but alrighty.
It's calling me subtly bald.
Very good. It's not a bad drink. So we do review these, and this is certainly up the top. We've had some awful beers.
Oh, yeah.
In this 28 episodes now. So
Yeah.
we've had some awful.
I brought in a beer that was a smoothie sour ale that had like banana. It was a smoothie.
why?
Yeah.
Why?
and lactose.
Yeah, and lactose. It was really weird.
I'll tell you a fun beer fact about me. If you get a stubby of Victoria Bitter and you open it up, you get a fun fact or conversation starter about Australia or hard work. I wrote all those.
Whoa!
I wrote all those about 7 years ago.
Wow.
They just kind of... I used to write quizzes for a pub trivia company they approached the pub trivia company and like, we don't have time for this, but we know a bloke who's probably keen to do it. And it's a fun little thing. And there are a few references to Australian comedians in there. Limo gets mentioned because he had the world record for most jokes in an hour.
Yeah. Do you know Chris Franklin? Because I mean,
Chris Franklin is, yes.
He's the consumer of the VB.
I did go out of my way to make sure Chris Franklin was mentioned on a VB stubby, and he was stoked when he
Now,
found
the
it.
irony of that is he doesn't drink stubbies. He only drinks cans.
Does
well,
he?
I say he'll drink any VB.
Yeah, I'm
to be
sure
fair.
he'd be fine.
But no, so I used to have a pub and we stocked the rubber chicken specifically with cans of VB, not bottles. But the chef was a big VB drinker and he loved the stubbies. But at the end of the day, we just flipped them out. We knew Chris was coming to town, had the cans ready.
Do you know what's weird? Cans are cheaper than stubbies at because I often will, if I'm having a party, I'd like to get a 6-pack of VB just so I can show off about my bottle caps and whatnot. But so often the cans are just a few bucks cheaper, and I can't work out why. Because I thought maybe it was the 10-cent return, but you get them for cans as well. So I got no idea.
Glass must be more. I mean, it's heavier. It must be more expensive to produce.
Does glass come through the Strait of Hormuz? I'm not sure. There's a lot of sand there.
Not a lot of big beer drinkers in Iran and Saudi Arabia. Although we are defending the Australians that are in the area, and they're probably big drinkers. Yeah. So maybe it is the VB going into the United Arab Emirates, and they've got to go through the.
Where are our army bases? Are we even allowed to say?
Sorry, do you know something I don't know?
I don't know.
I don't know.
This is not going anywhere.
Oh, okay.
No, I genuinely don't know.
Everything's in Antarctica, guys.
Everything's in Antarctica.
Have you not seen?
I imagine,
Including the aliens.
The aliens.
Read about it in my blog.
So I'm assuming you've done a little bit of supporting the troops. As
No,
a
I haven't.
comedian?
No,
You've never done that.
I genuinely did not know where the army base are. I would love to do the troops. But
Have you
no,
not? Yeah, have you not done that because
No, I
you
haven't.
hate freedom or something? Like,
They haven't. They just genuinely haven't asked. But I would. Yeah, I would definitely.
Okay, so
Yeah.
call out to where's the
Where are we fighting these days? So I guess we're in.
Well, I tell you where we are. We're in a submarine that blows up Iranian ships off the coast of Sri Lanka.
Who books that?
probably Carl Chandler.
He would have booked me.
A little bit of inside knowledge. Carl Chandler books a lot of shows.
Yeah, good big
Basement Comedy Club.
yeah,
Basement Comedy
big
Club.
boys comedy.
Yeah. A well-loved comedian booker. And back to other well-loved groups of people, the Iranians. So, yeah, there were two, because we're buying submarines off America, we
Right.
have to...
That's the AUKAS thing.
The AUKAS thing. We have to be embedded with them. And it was when the Australian Prime Minister Albanese said, we've got 2 Australians on the submarine, but they have to go to their bunks when the Americans engaged in war. They're in the same submarine. Hey, boys, you've been naughty. Your Prime Minister says you have to go to bed early. We're about to blow up this frigate.
Is that for plausible deniability?
Of course, it was all rubbish. And it came out that these guys were at their stations, possibly pressed the button, who knows? Possibly cheered on, who knows? But... yeah.
Wow, this is getting intense.
Sorry, that if that submarine is listening to this podcast, yeah, Danny's available when?
Oh, whenever you want, mate. Yeah, I'll give it a go. Yeah.
You have to fly in and then come down the.
I'll just do jokes
Indian
down
Ocean.
the periscope. Where are you from, mate? What do you do? You're a seaman.
Boom. I think we dive, and then you're floating in the ocean for a little bit.
Hey, this is a comedy thing. I was reading a Reddit post about movies that are actually accurate that you're not expecting them to be.
Okay.
Do you know the film Down Periscope with Kelsey Grammer and I don't know who else is in it? It came out in like 1996, and it's sort of like a almost like a spoof about living in like a Hot Shots, but in and they're a ragtag a group of idiots who have to work in a submarine together, and Kelsey Grammer's the disgraced captain. It's more like Mighty Ducks. It's like Mighty Ducks, but of submarine. And apparently, according to some Reddit poster, that's the most accurate submarine movie, like more so than Hunt for Red October, Crimson Tide, anything like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
So Russian captains don't have Scottish accents. Is that what you're saying?
Red October standing by.
Not all of them. No.
All right.
Bit of history for you. In 1890, on the 16th of June, Stan Laurel was born. Arthur Stanley Jefferson, you love a good name change, Morry. He was born in Ulverston in England, began his career in British Music Hall, performing in Fred Karno's comedy troupe alongside Charlie Chaplin before going on to become one half of Laurel and Hardy.
Which one, the fat one or the thin one?
The one whose last name was Laurel.
He's the thin one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh no, I love old comedy, so yeah, I can help you out on this. Yeah, he was played by Steve Coogan in the film with John C. Reilly playing Oliver Hardy, and I think one of them wrote all the material and the other one just performed it. And I think I'm not sure which one it was, but I will tell you this: Buster Keaton. I know you brought up Charlie Chaplin. Everyone thinks Charlie Chaplin was the king of silent era. Buster Keaton, yes, way funnier than Chaplin. And I just watched a whole bunch of Buster Keaton films last year, and I watched a whole bunch of Charlie Chaplin films, and I'm a very opinionated man, and I just marched into my bedroom. My wife was reading a book. I go, Keaton's so much better than Chaplin, and it's just really annoying me that how people just love Chaplin, because Keaton kicked his ass, and she's looking at me going, no one cares. Not even Keaton and Chaplin have this much of an opinion about it. But for the comedy nerds out there, Keaton, absolute genius. Chaplin, bit whiny.
Wow. It's the VHS Betamax
Yeah, I guess.
thing. It's like one's better but got more less attention, right?
Oh, was Betamax better than VHS?
Oh, absolutely. It was smaller. It was longer.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was
Yeah, I just think of you're clearly one of those. Are you one of those people who bought the Betamax and then was so pissed off that VHS had got to it so quickly?
I don't know how old you think I am, but I would have probably been about 12 when Betamax
Okay, so
came
your
out,
parents,
yeah,
like whatever.
No,
And
we got a VCR late.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Others had it before us. Yeah.
What a poor, impoverished child.
That's right. We were too busy
Went to
going
Disney
to
World for his
Disneyland.
10th birthday.
That's
like,
right.
fuck, what a poor kid.
Really? Oh, no,
So
Morry.
sad on the cruise ships. On the 11th of June 1964, Carl Barron was born in Longreach, Queensland. Before comedy, he worked as a roof tiler and then got on stage at the Harold Park Hotel in Sydney, and the rest is history. His first DVD, Carl Barron Live, is the highest selling stand-up comedy DVD in Australian retail history.
Have you worked with Carl?
He is the one I've never met him. I've never gigged with him. He just doesn't do the clubs. He sort of just plays arenas. So, but I do know this. I remember in like 2001 when I first started I did raw comedy and I was just new to it. And someone snuck me into the hi-fi bar bit where the comedians were. And I met this, and I was meeting comedians and I was, oh my God. And I started chatting to this long-haired British comedian called Ross Noble. Oh. And I had no idea that he was the funniest man on the planet, but he was really lovely and chatting. And he told me about this show and it was called Whose Shout Is It Anyway? And it was Ross Noble and Carl Barron doing like a split show.
Yeah,
Wow.
That a producer had just given a terrible name to or whatever.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? You go along, because it would have just been like, oh, no one's heard of these guys. No. Oh, we got free tickets. Let's go see. And it's Carl Barron and Ross Noble.
Yeah.
That's
hectic.
amazing.
And they're probably two ends. I mean, they're very much Australiana and are very much British, aren't they? Ross Noble's very British.
Very
Carl's
different
very
styles,
Australian.
but
Yeah.
both hilarious.
Yeah.
It'd be like Mozart and Metallica doing a double header.
And finally, wrapping up history, on the 17th of June 2007, The Flight of the Conchords premiered on HBO.
It's great.
Yeah. Brett McKenzie and Jermaine Clement had already built their act through like live shows and radio. But the series made them an international icon, I guess.
And Arj Barker as well.
That's
in the
right.
process, right?
That's it.
Aziz Ansari was in a few episodes. Reece
Yeah.
Darby, of course.
That's right.
And I remember when they first came to Melbourne 2004, and they won Best Newcomer, beating me. And what have they gone on to do?
Nothing. Have they made a banner that sports players have run through?
They have. I mean, they've won Oscars and been in multi-million-dollar film franchises. But have you featured on a stubby holder? Come on.
Exactly. And on that note, is that why they don't appear under a cap of VB? Are you that cold to them?
Well, no, because I had to write about Australians, and they're clearly New Zealanders.
They are, except in our constitution. In our written constitution, which was handwritten, it talks about, and you can go to Canberra and prove and see this for yourself, because they wrote the physical constitution with quill, before New Zealand broke away. New Zealand was meant to be, it was New Zealand, New South Wales, South Australia, Victoria, Queensland. It's in our constitution.
I did know that when we federated, we invited New Zealand to join, and they just didn't answer.
They're like, nah, bro.
Also, we just assumed and we wrote them in just in case.
I think so. Well, they've never officially turned us down. So at any point, they could just go, yeah, all right.
Didn't you get the email?
And then we get, and then we could claim Lord of the Rings.
That's great. That's great. That's the whole reason I want aliens to arrive, so that I, as a human, can go, yeah, I built the Great Wall of China.
Oh, as a human.
Yeah,
just
as a
all
human.
together. Yeah,
Exactly.
I like that. Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah.
That's not bad. I did stand up about when COVID was hitting of I think aliens created COVID, and because they were killing all the Americans and a lot of the Chinese, the Indians, the superpowers. And who was safe? The New Zealanders.
Oh.
Because if you're going to come down to Earth, who do you want? Do you want an American be like, hey, get off my property?
Bang, bang, bang.
Or, oh, nice spaceship, bro. Take me to your leader. Yeah, sure. Jacinda! Jacinda! He wants to talk to you.
You got an oven, bro? You want to do some spotties, bro?
What?
You know spots?
No.
Oh, all right. Fuck. Okay, you're doing the Kiwi accent without knowing the Kiwi culture.
I know. Who would have guessed a comedian would do that?
On behalf of this podcast, I would like to apologise to New Zealand.
And do a spot for a...
What is a spot?
It's where you smoke marijuana, but you put it on foil and over the stove. And so it like lights a little and you got to go...
That sounds like so much more effort than an actual spliff.
Yeah, real, but like everyone's got an oven, more or less. Imagine if you got an electric oven trying to do a fucking spot.
Well, that's what I'm picturing.
Anyway, Google it after. I'm
in shock.
It's a thing. Quick little factoid. I'm looking at this graph here that Morry sent me earlier, and it's US cities with the most open mic listings. Now, New York, it's at 281. The next after is Los Angeles with 91, and I won't bother reading the other loser. Like whatever. There's Columbus only has 21 open mic rooms.
Come on.
One person's probably booking all those, and if they're not, that's pathetic.
They're just watching the Blue Jackets instead. Obscure sports reference. There you go.
Seattle, there's 22. Like, what the heck?
I've done some open mics in New York, and they're very different to open mics here in Melbourne in that the public aren't even allowed in to the New York open mics.
What?
It's just comedians getting, practicing.
Oh, so that's like a regular open mic here.
Well, and I remember doing one, and I got up and I went, this wouldn't happen in Australia. Like the fact that there's no audience, that means the promoter stuffed up.
Yeah.
And it was just awful because no one's actually laughing. They're just looking at you and the promoter's just watching you. And I did one, and then he let me do the bringer show where you can, bring people to, and I was in New York as a backpacker. I didn't know. So I sort of just stood up in the middle of my hostel and I went, hey, everyone, I'm doing stand-up comedy tomorrow night at the New York Comedy Club. I've got to bring people. Who's with me? Does anyone want to come? And seriously, 20 people put their hands up. And I rock up with 20 British and South African and Canadians. And they was like, oh, you can do 7 minutes if you want. Wow. And I did it. And because I'd sort of known them through the hostel, I get up and they're all like, yeah. And I had a really good one. And they were like,
damn, we got an A-list Australian comedian.
They go, you can come back on Saturday and do 10 minutes if you want. And I was like, I'm flying out.
Yeah.
Wow. Day after tomorrow, but thanks.
That's incredible. Yeah, so I brought this to your attention, Lily, because I got this through openmicx.com. Sounds like a bit of a dodgy website. But I looked at it and went 281 open mic listings in New York. That is why a lot of comedy is coming out of the US, in particular New York.
To be fair, New York is very high density.
What's the population in New York?
9 million?
No, it's got to be more than that, surely.
It would surely be more.
I'm Googling it right now.
Yeah, let's
you guys
Google
keep
it.
talking.
Put some money on the...
Because I used to run open mic rooms.
281?
All sorts comedy. At the Bendigo Hotel in Collingwood was where we started. And that was shortly after the Rubber Chicken closed, and mainly sort of an exodus place for people to go.
Population in New York is actually 8.5 million. I was wrong.
Oh my God.
Apology accepted.
Yeah. I thought it'd be bigger. Anyway.
Well, I guess you're talking about the boroughs, which is Madame Dani controls the 5 boroughs of New York.
Well, the city,
The city, but then there's upstate New York.
Well, there's the state as well, which would be different. But so we're talking. So there's 291 for 8 million. Melbourne has 5 million. Yeah, we're all out.
Yeah.
Good here.
We're not doing enough.
And the trend which I understand, again, because I ran open mic and I did the old school sign up, get there half an hour before if you're a comic, sign up. Sometimes I'd even put a tab on just to because open micers just drink water.
So do pro comics. Look what I'm doing here. It's embarrassing.
Oh, what a loser as he chugs his water.
And that is why it's the late Rubber Chicken.
Yes.
Thank you, professional comedians.
Apologies.
As my kids would say, rest in piss. All right. Danny, Morry, I don't know if you know this.
I don't know if you know this, kids. Has it ever made you pause and think?
I'm so glad, by the way, that the sound effects are done in post-production.
Yeah.
It'd be so annoying.
I do what I said to myself. I said, I'm going to tell a story with so many weird little facts in there just to mess with your sound effects person.
Well, it's me.
It's Morry.
It's you. All right. And then a teapot
Whistling
came over to, anyway, play on.
But one of history's greatest daredevils survived Niagara Falls in a barrel, but he died by slipping on an orange peel.
Oh, not even a banana.
Yeah, take the Elbro. Bobby Leach was a Cornish stuntman who in 1911 became the first man to go over Niagara Falls in a barrel and survive. It was not a clean landing. His barrel did hit a rock and then got stuck below the falls. Before rescuers could reach him, he survived, obviously, but came out with a cut forehead, injured knees and a damaged ear. He then toured the world in the barrel, as you would.
Better than Jetstar.
In 1926, while in Auckland, he slipped on an orange peel in the street. It didn't kill him instantly. That was just a fun tag. He broke his leg, developed complications, and had his leg amputated and died.
Wow.
So it was a bit more drawn out. He probably would have been better just slipping on the orange
Was
pill
he
and
stoned
dying.
on one of those spots you were talking about earlier?
Oh man, I'm stoned on them just thinking about it. But yeah, there's my my. I don't know if you know, this is just turning into like fun ways to die or dumb ways to die. Yeah.
That is amazing.
Yeah, I was not aware of the life of Mr. Ward.
Of Mr. Leach.
Mitchell
Mr.
Leach.
Bobby Leach.
Bobby Leach.
Robert Bobbit Leach.
I love how you say a well-known daredevil. Like, it's really just like there's Evil Knievel. I know his son Robbie Knievel did some stuff. And then, what do you got? Leo Wanker from the Paul Hogan show.
Yeah, the dudes on
Jackass.
There we go.
Yeah.
It.
And then bring it back to D-Generation. There was Rob Sitch, of course, the character with
Shit Scared.
Shit Scared.
Yeah. Rob and Mick and Tom. That was so much fun when I was a kid, and a lot of them are on YouTube now. So
Yes.
yeah.
You got a funny in the moment, bro?
Funny in the moment normally involves me, a dog, and Bunnings. And just so happens that's when I approach strangers. And a sausage sizzle. And it happened again. So I was at Bunnings. The wife wanted a plant. And so we went to the Bunnings. She was buying the plant. I took the dog and we went to get a sausage sizzle from Port Melbourne Bunnings.
You bought the whole sizzle.
Entire tent and the charity behind
Good
it.
on you.
Well, it was the team, as you know, well, again, for listeners outside of Australia, Bunnings is both it's the Church of Australians. It's where we go on a Sunday to buy plasterboard, or drywall, as they call it, plants.
Or barbecue charcoal or
An outdoor setting.
Yeah.
A saw.
Everything,
right? And they have this sausage sizzle. Now, a sausage sizzle...
It's the equivalent of Home Depot for Americans.
Yeah. And a sausage sizzle is the classic old thin sausage that I think Americans have, or they probably have.
They
fatter
call
ones.
it hot dogs and stuff. It is actually more. It's unique to Australia. The kind of weird. When I went to Japan last year with my family, and I said as we're leaving, I go, kids, what food are you excited to have when you get back home? And I'm thinking they're going to say Tim Tams, Twisties, and you say, I want a Bunnings sausage.
Yep.
There we are.
Yep.
So it's like a thinner version of a Bratwurst,
Yes,
Frank,
but less cured. And it's more like a European continental sausage.
Okay, great.
But longer and with a skin, yeah.
Yeah, and not boiled. Hot dogs,
No,
American hot dogs are boiled.
Just grilled, as you Americans would say.
It's grilled.
But fried.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And we don't have a hot dog bun. We have a piece of sliced white bread.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah. Which, if you went to the Bay Marie at a breakfast, it's where the bacon, they put the white bread under bacon.
Yeah.
If you go to a 5-star hotel, that's the equivalent. It's kind of a waste product in a 5-star hotel. Anyway, that's the cuisine of Australia.
Yeah.
And so I went up there and I got my 2 hot dogs and they put the onion at the bottom. I hate that.
Oh, they have to now. They're legally required.
It's
Wait,
so
why?
dumb.
Because if you want them not to be able to fall off, because onions are quite slippery. And so I did it for my son's footy club, and they were like, you have to put the onions underneath.
If you're like that dude before and you're slipping on if you're slipping on vegetables or fruit, you deserve to die.
Whoa.
I'm putting that out
Whoa.
there. Hey, I'm putting it out there.
Wow.
Well, do you know what slipped off? The bloody hot dog slipped off because it was on the onion.
Yeah. See?
So I lost a sausage and had to go to the dog. Anyway, that wasn't part of the story, but the dog got one of my 2 sausages because the onion was on the bottom.
I mean, you're just proving their point, though, of the danger of onions.
So I could have slipped on a sausage, which is more dangerous. Anyway, the point being, South Melbourne Athletics Club were the charity that was running that sausage sizzle, and I think every dollar that they raise that doesn't go into the cost of these sausages themselves goes to the club. And it was the South Melbourne Athletics Club.
Majority of it does go to
the club.
Like almost all of it.
Almost, yeah, that's right. Now, South Melbourne is the home of the Sydney Swans, started here. They're red and white.
Correct.
Yeah.
The Bloods.
Correct. They're called the Bloods. Now, not everyone knows that. I'm a resident of South Melbourne, and they're still called the Bloods here in South Melbourne. Mm-hmm. And this club was the South Melbourne Athletics Club. So I started, I knew where I wanted the conversation to go. And I said, hey, has any one of you guys ever run a marathon? And one of the guys who was serving me goes, oh, I think Cheryl did. And Cheryl goes, yeah, I ran it. Actually, I run 54 kilometres. And that's when I said, is that why you guys are called the Bloods? The guy laughed because I was pointing at my nipples.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because
So it's a
marathon
visual gag.
It's a visual gag because marathon runners have to put band-aids on their nipples
For chafing?
because it bleeds.
Is that,
Yes, chafing,
is that
yeah.
a male exclusive thing? Because I assume bras
you
are
wear
like
a bra. Correct.
Yeah, just wear a bra, bro.
All right, so I reckon that's you had to be there.
Also, you said Cheryl did it. Cheryl would have had a sports bra.
Cheryl's tits were at her ankles, bro. Don't.
You could have gone blood sausage, something there. That's where I thought you were going.
Oh no, I was going
This
nipples.
has turned into a workshop. Like, the punchline was lacking. It could have been better.
Hey, if this is what it takes to get reviewed by a professional comedian, I'm happy.
Sure.
That's it. Well, guys, I think that just about wraps it up. I'm going to crack another one of these Love Shacks later.
All right.
Very delicious.
Yeah.
Thank you, Danny, for joining us.
Thank you.
Have you got anything McCracking going on that
you've
you
got
want
a
to
couple
promote?
of shows coming up.
I do. I've got a double feature. August 1st at the Basement Comedy Club. I'm going to record. They're being recorded for streaming, as you said. My last one got on Amazon Prime. We're hoping to do that again. But I'm going to record two specials. One is just stand up called Up and About, and the other is the show I'm most proud of in my career. It's the true horror story of my vasectomy. Which went very badly. But it's a great fun show, and I've turned a bad experience into positivity. And please come and laugh. I just would love a packed house.
Is that why you're in a same-sex marriage?
Yeah, they cut it all off, and it became an innie. Yes. Oh, you've spoiled the ending.
Oh no. Okay. Well, fantastic. Thank you, Danny.
Pleasure.
I'll look forward, and we'll put some links to the shows in. This comes out tomorrow, so
Great.
we'll maybe get some audience members to attend. That
would be brilliant.
Yeah,
yes,
that's the goal.
Beautiful. All right, guys, that's been another episode of This Week in Comedy.
rock and roll. How would you cook that?
Be more entertaining. I'm glad you like that. I just did a little bit of weed.